The range, motives, and diversity of individuals and organizations engaged in the 3,000 crore IAS coaching industry can be the subject of several research studies and biopics. The list includes the not-for-profit Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh's affiliated Sankalp, the Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee sponsored Nishchay, the centrally funded Jamia Millia Islamia's coaching academy, and the West Bengal government-backed Satyendranath Tagore Civil Services Study Center. Now, this is apart from the legions of money-spending coaching institutions from Byju's, which is now under a major financial crisis, to Next IAS, which prominently features an ex-member of the UPSC, and many others that buttress their claims with mugshots of recent toppers, former secretaries to Government of India, chief secretaries of states, DGPs, ambassadors. And in addition to them, you have individual coaches who take not more than 5 to 6 aspirants in a year. Now, this is the entire ecosystem of the IAS coaching industry. Now, many of these coaches and mentors position themselves as celebrities. In fact, they add "Sir" as a suffix to their names, even though many of them have barely scraped through the prelims and the mains and have perhaps made 2, 3, or more failed attempts at the interview. Movies like Vidhu Vinod Chopra's 12th Fail with its Restart Academy, and OTT shows like Dehati Ladke and Aspirants add to the mystique and charm of spending multiple years in old Rajendra Nagar, chasing a dream which only a minuscule fraction can possibly realize. Now, the 13 lakh aspirants who pick up the CSC form have their size set on the 300 odd positions in the IAS and the IPS. No offense, the fact is that there are more than 500 vacancies in the Group A services, another 200 in the Group B services. But most aspirants are taking this exam for the IAS and IPS and not for the Armed Forces Civilian Headquarters Service. They all harbor dreams of being the all-powerful collector or the all-powerful SP with all the attendant paraphernalia. But to what end? Manoj Kumar, played by Vikrant Massey, the male protagonist of 12th Fail, is enamored of the police uniform. He honestly feels that donning it will make him a Robin Hood or Abdullah Bhatti, a knight in the shining armor, a savior of the poor and the meek. Incidentally, I must congratulate him on winning the Police Medal for Meritorious Police Service. The female protagonist, Shraddha Joshi, played by Medha Shankar, wants to give up a medical career and become a provincial civil service officer because she feels that that's the best way to empower women and enforce their rights. Now, their aspirations may be noble. In fact, they are noble. But are they addressing the real structural issues of political economy of this country? Will the country be governed by idealistic young men and women? Or will it run better by having better designed rules, systems, technologies that will eliminate or at least substantially reduce individual discretion and political patronage? Now, let's take a relevant example. On cheating, for example. Now, the prelims exam of UPSC is so comprehensive, so well designed, and so time constrained that it's impossible to cheat or to help anyone to do so because you can't. The examination is so designed. But the typical exams for 10th and 12th and graduate courses in most school boards and most universities are designed in a manner that you can easily cheat, you can easily copy, and you can easily get away with this. And that is why our purpose, the larger purpose, should be to improve the quality of education, change the pattern of examination, rather than have anti-cheating squads with magistrates and police officers and they're blaring, sirens. We can't have this system. But in many parts of Bihar and West Bengal, this was part of the accepted political system till very recently. Therefore, it is for the NEP, it is for the school boards, it is for parents, it's for the PTAs, it's for the elected and empowered members of the panchayats to ensure that we end this malaise. Now, that will also ensure that the police spends its time on doing the job which the police is meant to do, which is to prevent crime, which is to ensure that crime is investigated, and to ensure that all harmful drugs and substances are kept out of the purview of young adults. Whether or not civil servants, including the much wanted lateral entrants, can or should imagine their role as agents of structural change or as efficient administrators of policy, especially in an ideologically driven political dispensation, is a matter of another subject, and we'll come to that later. Today, the focus is on the notice, and a very good notice, that has been issued by the CCPA, which is the Central Consumer Protection Authority, to over 20 heavily advertised IAS coaching centers under Section 18 of the Consumer Protection Act 2019. Now, this section pertains to advertising that falls under the category of dark patterns. But let me explain what is a dark pattern. A dark pattern refers to a deliberately misleading advertisement which makes claims that are patently untrue, unwarranted, grossly exaggerated, and impel the reader to take action immediately, as if there is some kind of an emergency. Now, let me illustrate with some examples. Now, Vajiram and Reddy Institute proclaimed that 617 students of their center cracked the UPSC exam of 2022 through their center. That's not practical, that's not possible. You have testimonials put up on the website of ex-IAS from times when ex-IAS did not exist. Now, these are just a few examples, and every coaching institute, most of them, in fact, spread these dark patterns. And I know it happens because I myself have been contacted on several occasions in the last 3 years, saying that why don't I lend my mugshot and my endorsement to one of these centers. In fact, one of these is backed by a major newspaper chain. And I was asked to quote a price. And that offer exceeded my entire retirement benefits of gratuity, provident fund, and leave encashment, LTC, etc. But I could not get myself to endorse this because, in my own experience as a faculty and as the director of the LBS National Academy, I know that more than 1/3 of those who crack the exam have done it through the dint of self-study, hard work, and of course, with a little bit of luck. Fortuitously, in the interests of maintaining integrity and professionalism within the administrative services, the DoPT has accepted the suggestion of the Consumer Affairs Ministry and directed successful candidates to terminate any existing contract with any coaching center upon receiving the offer of appointment. This will not only ensure anonymity, which is the hallmark of civil service, but also prevent toppers from cultivating personal followers on social media, a trend which goes against the very concept of Sheelam Param Bhushanam. Humility is the best embellishment, which is the emblem of the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration, where all the officers undergo training for their foundation course. Now, there's a related issue. While the DoPT has asked the toppers and the successful aspirants not to lend their mugshots, how about those who've served on the UPSC? How about those who've been ex-secretaries to government? They're lending their names, expertise, guidance, and blessings to all these teaching shops, many of which are associated with dark patterns. Now, I'm not saying that retired officers should not help civil service aspirants, but doing so for pecuniary benefit or personal gain is not a particularly edifying arrangement. And to top it all, some officers with not so formidable reputations are preparing teaching aids, essays, and guidance even for the ethics paper. Now, this 3,000 crore IAS coaching industry is certainly more than a drop in the bucket, but the real moolah lies in the coaching for IITs, JEEs, CLAT, and the medical examination coaching, medical entrance exam coaching. This business exceeds 58,000 crores and targets students as young as 12 or 13. Now, earlier this month, the Ministry of Education has done well to issue guidelines for these coaching centers, including those for IAS preparation. But this is a subject that I will come to in one of the subsequent editions of my column. Thank you very much for watching this video on ThePrint.